All right, well, my name's Mark, and I'm here with Rob, and I sold Rob this property in Jeffcott Place, Latham, about 3 years ago now, almost exactly, actually, sort of last month. And I wanted to do this little video to show you what you can do with a shed. See, when I sold this to Rob, it was an awesome shed, right? It was pretty cool, it was all insulated, and the owners had put this up and spent a lot of time, energy, and effort on it. But Rob decided to do something a little bit different and create a space for his kids that's like nothing I've ever seen, and that's why I had to shoot this video. So come with us, and Rob's going to tell us a bit of the story behind it. You lead on, Rob.
Sure.
Show us how we enter this play zone, if you like. I guess it's hard to know what you call this area now. It's like...
Well, the kids call it the play space.
The play space?
Yeah.
I reckon it's like the ultimate play space. Come in, bring the camera in.
Yeah.
And let's come to the first sort of bit of the zone just here, I suppose, Rob. This is your little part of everything, right?
Well, as much as anything can be, this is something that I can use as well as the kids. So this is a bit of a multi-purpose area where I can do some of my computer work here on the side. And the girls can come in with their friends and do some art projects in here as well. So it's all built in against the wall with the little cabinet here being able to fold up with rock climbing holds on the other side of it.
Comes up, and if you have a look, there's all this rock climbing walls. Take the camera and show all this.
Yeah.
So literally the kids can climb all around this space, but this is just one little tiny space.
Yeah.
Bring the camera over to here. Now let's spin into this area. Now, Rob, you were just telling me before camera, before we were chatting on camera, this is like the faraway tree, right? I read that to my kids. So tell me your idea with this.
Yeah, also I wanted to have part of the brief for this place was I really wanted this whole area to feel a real sense of fantasy and immersion when you come into it. So the idea was that you'd step through the door and you'd really feel like you'd walked through like a portal and you'd been sort of transported. And so this tree was a focal part of that idea of bringing that together, something that felt really quite whimsical and quite magical about it. And I have a lot of childhood memories of the Magic Faraway Tree, as you do as well, Mark. And so this sort of acted as a nice idea, I suppose, to inspire that.
And the lighting is like just incredible in here. So both up here, right? This is all LED lighting in the ceiling. Tell me about what you've done up here, Rob.
Yeah, so there are all a bunch of different fibre optic cables that are all daisy chained together to a series of light controllers. So I think it's, if memory serves, it's around about 15,000 fibre optic cables that are all linked together to create a series of different lighting effects on the roof. And you can control them and put them on different colours and different moods if you want to. So during Halloween, we were looking at putting them all on red, for example, and different things. But otherwise, you can sort of leave it on random. Just create, again, that sense of fantasy and that you've stepped through into a completely different realm.
But I also sort of quite like the fact that the kids actually kind of come and play here as well, right?
Oh,
so
absolutely.
You've got all this Ninja Warrior type core stuff, right? So
yeah.
Look at all this. Yeah, the kids are going to be able to crawl across and grab all of this.
Yeah.
You've got a reverse cycle unit just to keep that temperature nice, but of course you've re-insulated everything as well.
Yeah.
So this is a nice mix between, kids, the activeness that we want in children, and perhaps that creativity that we're not seeing from kids sitting on iPhones.
Yeah, that's right.
Games.
Absolutely.
They're going to create their own lifestyle. Now, the painting is incredible throughout it here. Hopefully the camera's showing you a little bit of the artwork. I want you to tell me about who you commissioned to do the artwork, and we'll come into another room in a moment once we've shown you that.
Sure.
And talk as we do that. Tell me about that.
Yeah, it's a shame that that I suppose is part of controlling so much of the lighting in here that it's hard to see some of the details of the paintwork, but the artist did an incredible job. He came through and added a whole bunch of different detailing around the play space that you'll be able to pick up as you get closer to some of the walls, and it's kind of makes it nice because it means that as you sort of explore the play space, you do pick up little details that you don't necessarily see from a distance as well.
Right, got to get up close and personal.
Yeah.
Finding the artist to do something like this,
yeah,
easy or no?
It's not easy. I think you need to spend your time as you would expect, going on the internet, looking up some of their art that they do. Different artists will have different styles. Some are a bit more urban, some are a bit more classic or used to doing portraits or whatever you're into. But I came across a gentleman whose name I cannot remember for the life of me right now.
But a local person.
A local person.
Yeah,
yeah, absolutely, who has done projects for Floriade and on the side of big water tanks around hiking trails in Canberra that you may see. And he was able to come together with he and his mum and dad actually to do all this for us.
It's absolutely spectacular, and just be able to kick back and watch a bit of TV. But in an environment like this, and I think with everyone working from home, I guess the reason I wanted to shoot this video is that people are doing various levels of things to their sheds, and they're just turning quite basic garages or store sheds into some amazing things. Now this is obviously next level, but it shows what you can do with a little bit of imagination. It wasn't a quick job though. How long did it take?
No, it took about 12 months from conceptualization to then sort of going through the design process and finalizing the budget and signing some paperwork to then bring people out to help put it all together.
Because the people that created this were from where?
From over in the UK.
So brought them over from the UK, right? And
yeah.
They came over with the stuff, right?
Yeah.
With all the equipment. That's
yeah.
pretty incredible.
Yeah. So it was difficult. I couldn't find anyone in Australia who had any experience in doing projects like this. So anyone who had sort of dabbled in it was more used to doing large commercial fit outs, cafes at best, and some other sort of hotels and so forth. Whereas this is quite separate. So these other guys had a bit more familiarity with doing things for in some residential spaces.
Next level. Now I haven't asked you off camera, but I'll ask you on camera. You don't have to answer. But rough budget. What did it end up being? Was it within budget, or did you get a bit carried away?
It was within budget, but it's mortgage money. Okay. It's mortgage money.
Yeah.
So I'd say, whatever you think, if you picture like the maximum amount that any sane person would be willing to spend on something like this, double it.
Double it, yeah. I get it. I get it. They're not cheap. But
it's not cheap, but equally, I'd say it's a similar price to if you're putting on an extra lounge room extension and a bedroom on your house. So it's that or do something like this. And for me, I thought that this is going to provide more lasting memories, and that no matter what I may spend money on in my life, I'll never regret spending it on this. The memories that the kids are making in here with their friends, and the opportunity that it has for them to act as a bit of a social hub for their friends to come over and all play together.
You had Halloween here?
Yeah, we had hundreds of people come through, and we turned this into a haunted house experience. We had glow-in-the-dark letters hidden around the play space with fog machines, and had to find the letters to form a word, and the bigger the word, the more lollies they got. So we had hundreds of people with mums and dads.
I didn't come now. I should have come and hang out with you for a bit.
Yeah, it was great, but that's an example of just the adaptability of the space.
I like what you're saying, like because I'm a dad, I've got a couple of kids, and the memories of what they don't remember certain things in their life, and there's other things that stick with them for their entire life. And this is that sort of thing that they'll tell their kids about. Right? I reckon anyway. So good on you for doing it. I think it's amazing. So be able to sell a person something and then be able to come back and see that transformation. Normally I'm looking at renovated kitchens and bathrooms and things like this, but this is just something next level, and I was really excited to be able to show this and put a little video together. So hopefully this gives you some inspiration if you're thinking of doing something. Reach out if you want. I'll put you in touch with Robbie. Might give you some contacts, whether it's the people that did some of the works or the artwork or what. I'm sure he's happy to help out, but hopefully this stimulates some exciting ideas for you if you've got something similar. All right, thanks again, Rob.
Pleasure. Thanks for coming.